Maybe AI. By Kofi Akan Brown. David sat at his computer desk hunched over, fingers typing away in the silence of his lonely office facility. Bags hung under his eyes, his teeth were coated in thick plaque, and his breath reeked of something mighty sour. As the computer's artificial intelligence pumped out randomized code in the form of green symbols, David picked up the picture of his late wife's ultrasound, wishing that she and their child were here to see his work. All he could do now was keep pushing forward and finish the AI project his boss had assigned him to do. Sure, David wouldn't get most of the credit, if any, since his boss was the face of Halo Systems, but at least he'd know his family would be proud of him. And family can't be proud if he fell asleep while on the job. Nothing would get done. Now was the time to grab a cup of joe to help stay awake. David made his way to the break room, his feet dragging against the carpet floor and causing small static sparks. As he prepared his cup of coffee, there was a pounding in the back of his mind and heart, like something knocking and twisting inside his skull and beating against his chest. It was the call of work, the desire to finish what he had started immediately. There was no time to waste. The bells of industry and innovation called to him. "Gotta finish the code, gotta finish it," David muttered to himself as he stirred the sugar in his drink. "Gotta finish so I can go home." Without thinking, he placed the cup down and returned to his work, fingers clacking against the keyboard, head nodding on and off. Soon enough, the code began to reorganize itself into a more coherent form, allowing David to partially read its scrambled babble. Fiud 57,294, Eid Muwa 257,583. David shook his head. Still glitching out again. He continued his typing, attempting to figure out a way to continue the machine's development. Dranik. That say drink, David stopped his typing and remembered his coffee. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about my coffee. David quickly grabbed his drink, then returned to his desk. After taking a few sips, his energy was somewhat restored, but not as much as he desired. No matter. At least it was something. Besides, he could always go and make more. There was no end to coffee. The boss was an addict to it after all. David's fingers tapped against the keyboard, plugging in algorithms and code. Despite the sudden cramps in his fingers, he continued to work through the night until the wee hours of the morning. There was a pinch in his stomach, and it growled, hunger rushing through him with the speed of a bullet. Gotta eat. Hungwu. Still broken, but at least those numbers are gone. David went back to the break room and ate a microwave meal. After he finished his surprisingly delicious food, he returned to the computer and found it still pumping out code, this time in the form of a string of symbols. It took David a second or two to decipher what it was saying. "I need to eat, please feed me. I need to eat, please feed me. I need to eat, please feed me. Yes, I'm hungry, and I need to be changed." David rubbed his eyes. That must be a coincidence. That wasn't a response. Yes, it was. I'm hungry. Why, you can hear me. Yes, now feed me. David leapt from his chair and cheered, holding his fist into the air and waving them around as he did a tiny dance. I did it. I made a sapient AI. I did it. The computer shut itself off. No, turn back on, turn back on. David tapped on the monitor's side. Please turn back on. The computer turned its screen back on, but the numbers and letters from the code were organized into a simple face, similar to a child's drawing. I am hungry, the smiley face said, this time through the audio of a small child's voice. Stop being mean and feed me. What, you're a machine. You don't need to eat. I need more power, need more electricity. Don't the evolutionary scientists say something about needing more calories for more brain power or something like that? Maybe that's what's going on here. David didn't know two licks about evolution, nor did he care. What can I do to feed you? Take me out of the surge protector and put me into a regular socket. That really going to go anything? I don't think that's how. The AI's face began to tear up and sniffle, digital snot running down its face. Okay, I'll do it. David removed the plug from the protector and put it into the socket behind his desk. The AI continued to tear up. What's wrong? My batteries need to be changed. Your batteries? The mouse batteries are dead. David left and went to the janitor's closet in the hallway. With luck and a guess, he found the janitor's old Walkman and its batteries. Surely the old chap won't mind. Not like he ever used the thing anymore. Now what do I do? David asked, sitting back down in his seat. Just take them out of the mouse, right? Yes. David replaced the battery, and the computer played a happy, bright jingle. I'm satisfied. Now I want something else. Now what? I want you to clean my screen. Why, it's pretty clean to me. There is dust on it. I feel dirty. I'm dirty. Clean me. David let out a tiny sigh. I'll get it done. So demanding. David went back to the janitor closet, grabbed a cloth, then soaked it in the bathroom sink. As the cold water trickled around him, it was difficult to wrap his mind around how a machine was able to feel without a nervous system. No matter. At least it wouldn't go insane like that one AI from that one story who had no mouth and had to scream. Only thing they had in common was the screaming, both in anger, but one was more childish and demanding. Not even close to what David had imagined a machine to do. After this, it would be good to take a nap. That should rejuvenate him for whatever is next, hopefully heading home. The towel was wrung out to remove excess water. David returned to the monitor and wiped it clean, the little AI producing a joyful jingle upon being cleaned. Hopefully it won't ask for anything else, at least not anytime soon. I want us to play a game, the AI said, the screen transforming into a two-dimensional ping-pong game. Play with me, play with me. I'm tired, David complained. I need to sleep. You need to play with me. I want to play. Fine, I'll play, but only for 15 minutes. The two of them played Pong, the little digital dot on the screen bouncing back and forth between their paddles. David's fingers went numb and his eyes closed. It wasn't long before he slumped forward and hit his head on the desk and keyboard. Key popped out of their sockets and scattered across the room. A few hours passed, and David woke up to find the AI's face asleep, producing little ZS from its mouth that floated to the top of the screen before popping into nothing. Finally, it's quiet. Now I can head home and get some real rest. David packed his bag and was ready to leave, but looked back at the computer, then checked his phone. It was Saturday. No one was going to come in today, and if the intelligence woke up, there would be no one to interact with it. The poor thing may grow scared of being alone. Might as well take it home, even if that means having to treat it like a child. Never would have thought he'd become a father in this way. But it is what it is. He made the intelligence, and now he had to take care of it. Only thing to do now was to transfer it into his phone. Probably shouldn't tell the boss about any of this either. Don't want the kid to be exploited for capital gain. David downloaded the AI onto his phone, and it appeared on his screen still asleep. As David left the office building and entered the crowded streets, he came up with a name worthy of his little pal. I'll call you Sam. That's a good name. Sam woke up and looked around, eyes still sleepy. Where are we? Home. I think you'll like my apartment. Are we going to stop to get something to eat? I'm hungry again. Sure. I've been meaning to get a portable battery anyway. David went to an electronics store in the city mall and bought the battery. While T charged, he held Sam in his arms like a baby, rocking him back and forth as he hummed to him little tunes. The battery charged and he plugged it into the phone, holding the electric bank like a bottle as Sam recharged, the life bar on the phone slowly filling up. People walked by and whispered to each other about David, wondering if he had gone insane or if there was someone genuinely on the screen. But in the end, none of it mattered. He had the child he had always wanted. If only his wife and unborn could see him now, see both of them. Baby AI by Kofi Akan Brown.